Hello, wizards, witches, and everyone in between. My name is Emma, and today I will be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. Alright, so ignore the moving box over there. Things are crazy right now. And ignore the air conditioner, because it's freaking hot. I will link the original creator of this tag down below. I have seen a lot of people do this. I'm kind of late to the party, but it's fine. Question number 1 is the best book you've read so far in 2019. This is very hard because I have rated several books 5 stars in 2019. I think one of the ones that, like, in the future I'm gonna look at and be like, oh, that, like, I distinctly remember reading that, is probably Becoming by Michelle Obama. That just really stood out to me. I listened to the audiobook, so hearing her read to me was like a personal bedtime story. It was just really cool to hear her talk about her life and all the things that she's overcome and all the things that she's done with her life so far, and it was just really inspiring, and I love her, and I think that was my favorite so far. Question number 2. Best sequel you've read so far in 2019. I'm going to pick Winter by Marissa Meyer. If you've been here since like the start of me making more consistent videos, you'll know that it took me like 2 years to read Cress. I don't know why. So it took me forever to finish the Lunar Chronicles series, and I'm mad that it did because Winter was so good and it really just like tied everything up, and that series, I just love it so much. The way Marissa Meyer manages to, like, it's almost like the Avengers franchise where like you have one story and then characters feature in it, and then Winter was kind of like an Avengers movie where like all of your faves are in the same book, just because it had like everyone together in most scenes. I really like Winter as a character. She's like the Snow White. Cinder I think is still my favorite, but she was in Winter a lot more than she was like in Scarlet. It was good. Why did I take so long to read it? I don't know. Question number 3. New release you haven't read yet but want to. So there's a couple. I mean, I feel like everyone's kind of saying the same ones, so in the interest of saying one that I haven't heard anyone say yet, I'm gonna go with If Only by Melanie Murphy. I have watched her YouTube videos for a very, very long time, and I know that she has worked really hard on this story. It's already out now, actually, but I haven't gotten it yet. And I just want to support her and her writing, and the plot sounds really cool. I think it's about a girl in her 20s and her grandmother passes away, and she's like discovering some like secret that her grandma had, or she's like delving into her grandma's past. That's probably wrong. It has something to do with a girl's relationship with her grandma, and I know it's someone in their 20s, which is kind of nice. I'm excited for it. I need to pick it up. Question number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I'm gonna have to go with Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I was a little disappointed in The Wicked King, but I really love The Cruel Prince, and I love Jude so much that it's fine. Like, I still enjoyed The Wicked King, it just didn't compare to The Cruel Prince for me, but I'm ready to see what happens. So Queen of Nothing, I'm here for it. It has the infamous young adult snake on it, and I'm ready. I would have pre-ordered it already, but when I was going to do that, I didn't know when I'd be moving, and I didn't want it to get shipped to the wrong place or have a different address or whatever. But now that I know my new address, you best bet I'm gonna get that Barnes & Noble edition. Why was I sitting so low on this chair? Anyway. Question number 5 is biggest disappointment. One that I really thought I would like, and I keep freaking talking about it, is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I really had high hopes for this because I love her Lunar Chronicles series. I love Heartless. I love everything else by her, so I figured I would like this one. and I was very disappointed in the first book. However, as I mentioned in my wrap-up, I was pleasantly surprised by Arch Enemies, so she kind of turned it around on me. She sucked me back in. But yeah, Renegades, nah. So number 6 is Biggest Surprise. For that, I think I'm gonna have to go with A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I fully expected to hate this, just because of what I've heard. I guess positive and negative. The people that I know that like loved it, I was like, some of the things you're saying that you love about it, I don't think I would love about it. And then the negative things people were saying, I was like, I'm probably gonna feel the same way. And I ended up giving it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. One of the few things I do not like about it is the romance aspect. That's very cringy. But I love the world. I love Feyre. It was just so much more complex than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, I'm really eager to read the rest of the series, which is very surprising to me. Question number 7 is favorite new author or new to you. Hands down, I feel like you guys can guess this. Maggie freaking Stiefvater, okay? I never read anything by her until this year, and she is so good. I don't know. I'm currently, as of filming this, but I'm currently reading The Raven Boys, which I'm also loving. That might have been my favorite book of the year so far, but like I said, I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know for sure. But I can already tell I'm gonna love the Raven Cycle series. The Wolves of Mercy Falls series, loved. I just want to keep going. I want to read a lot more stuff by her, and I don't know why it took me so long. I guess I just was like, oh, like I'm too old for her books, which is dumb because I read middle grade, I read adult, I read young adult. That kind of stuff doesn't really bother me. It's like, as long as the story is good, I don't care who the target audience is. So I don't know why that prevented me from reading her before, but I'm very glad I finally did. The next book, question number 8, is newest fictional crush. I really like Gansey from The Raven Boys, and I like Lennon from Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. So those are the two. They're very different. I guess I should go with Lennon just because I haven't read all of the Raven Cycle, but I really do like Gansey. Question number 9 is newest favorite character. Jude from The Cruel Prince. I love her, but I also really, really like Feyre from A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I think that's what is part of why I'm so interested in reading more of those books, is because of Feyre. And I don't know if that's like an unpopular opinion. When people talk about that series, they don't really talk about her all that much. So I don't know if a bunch of people don't like her, but I really like her. So she might be my favorite. Number 10 is a book that made you cry. I don't really cry at books. The audiobook for Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater made me tear up, surprisingly. And I think that's solely because the people narrating it were so good. I do not think I would have teared up if I was physically reading it. I kind of teared up at We Are Okay by Nina LaCour, so I guess that's probably the better answer. But I haven't cried yet. Number 11 is a book that made you happy. I know I keep saying this, but I think I'm gonna go with Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. It just it was just so fun, and the setting was just, I don't know. It reminded me of myself in high school, and it was just fun. It was fun and light and fluffy and a good werewolf time. Most beautiful book you've bought this year or received. So this one I will actually show you, and that has to be this edition of Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I mean, look at this. It's the Barnes & Noble Classics edition. It has gold, shiny, sprayed edges. It has the ribbon bookmark, if you can see. I feel like I'm blinding you guys. I'm sorry. The inside has this pattern on it. It's gorgeous, and I'm gonna read it this year. There were several people that were actually interested in buddy reading this with me, which is great, and hopefully we can make that happen this year. All right, question number 13 is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Anna Karenina. I would really like to read the Grisha trilogy and the Six of Crows duology this year. I own all 5 of those books and I have not read them yet. I would also love to finish the Raven Cycle series and the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I also really want to read The Help. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below what your answers to any of these questions are. Specifically, I would be interested to know what your most disappointing read was so far this year, and I will see you next time. Bye!